Yo, what's going on, world? This your boy Junior, broadcasting this live video straight out of Atlanta, South Side to be exact, specific and all that. All right, I got a topic I want to speak on, which is now that all the protests have kind of died down after about 2 weeks. I really want to talk about like my generation, millennials, what they call us, right? So, um, you know, there's two sides to this protesting thing. There's two sides in my that I want to touch on. One, like the protesting as far as like burning down buildings and looting, whatever. Okay, first, the protest started out as peaceful, correct? Second, the protest started out as, well, they have people on camera that are non-black looting. Mostly is white people, right? I'm just stating facts and what I've seen on camera, right? And so it went from peaceful protests to rioting to looting. And my thing is that now that this is on my heart, I was going to do this 2 weeks ago, but at the emotions of everything that was going on, as far as you know, the George Floyd thing, it's more than just about George Floyd. It's about it's over 400 plus years of oppression, right, to blacks. So with that being said, um, my thing is, I'm talking to my millennials here. My thing is, what are we gonna do different? We had the 1965 riot in Watts in 1965. We had 91 or 92 when the Rodney King riot happened, correct? And I'm born in 94. So, burning down institutions, what has that really done for blacks? If you want to create some power, that I've known, to like me being on this black liberation movement for the past 5 years. Shout out to brother Umar Johnson. Shout out to sister Shahrazad Ali. Um, Shout out to brother Polite. They taught me a lot about being black. Um, and that goes for like the black dollar. That goes for black institutions, having our own black school, stuff like that. And I just felt like I want to speak on this because I was at work. I'm in my crib right now. I'm downstairs. The weights is behind me, as you can see. That's one of the things I use anyway. I'm on the couch right now. So anyway, besides the point. Back on topic. So as far as if you really like this guy at my job, right? He was like, he's like, Junior, were you in any of the protests? I'm like, there's like, did you go to Atlanta? I'm like, no, because I feel like on a media level, right? It's like you got certain hoods, right? That you know whether if you're from Atlanta, California, Detroit, Chicago, New Orleans, whatever, Missouri, you got a concentration of black people, of us, that's living in economic deprivation, which is lack of resources within this area. And me and my mom talk about stuff like this all the time. So it's like I have a different perspective on a lot of stuff. But I don't feel as though rioting is the answer, because it's like if you don't understand your past, you'll never know the future or where you're going, right? So me knowing about the riots in Watts in '95, and the reason why gangs were created in the first place, the reason why the Crips were established in LA was to protect the black community from the racist cops. Crippin started in '69, to my knowledge, on all the facts I know about gangbanging, right? the Black Panthers were no the excuse me the Crips were offshoot of the Black Panther Party, right? So you know when it comes to I have an issue with when it comes to when it comes to black on black violence, I have an issue with a brother killing another brother in a second. Then when it comes to a cop about to do the same thing to you, you just pull out your camera phone and record your rights and what you know about the law. I have a problem with that. So, with that being said, it's like, I see me and my girl, we was out in the mall a few weeks ago, and I saw a group of black kids. They looked like they were in their early to mid teens, and they were in the jewelry department in the jewelry store. And I'm like, babe, you see this? She was like, yeah. And I was like, like we don't spend time to go to the gun range or get a gun license, get registered to own a weapon. Cause you got I don't know which one it is, but it's either the First or the Second Amendment. I forgot which one. I think the First Amendment is freedom of speech, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, don't quote me on that. But we all have a right to bear arms. So if somebody is violating your right, you have a right to defend yourself. You understand what I'm saying? If anybody, we were all brought up, especially us as blacks, we were all brought up, if somebody put their hands on you, it's mandatory that you put their hands on them. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody swing on you, it's mandatory that you swing back. Like that's in school. If your mom taught you, your father taught you, if somebody violates your personal space, beat they motherfucking ass. Excuse my French. I'm not trying to use profanity. It is what it is. But as far as I'm going all over the place with this, right? But I'm just I'm going into like the historically to how we've come to today. So yeah, this all ties back into what I'm talking about as far as police brutality. It has none. It has nothing. Not only does it have to do with George Floyd, it has to do with Trayvon Martin. It has to do with Eric Gardner. It has to do with Sandra Bland. It has to do with the 12-year-old kid in Cleveland. I forgot his name. The guy, the kid with the fake pistol in Cleveland. It has to do with hundreds of black killings, of cop killing blacks, and it's not right. It's not right. However, us as blacks, if you're not 18% of wealth, what I mean by that, I remember Killer Mike. Shout out to Killer Mike too, because he's a part of the Hidden Colors film as well. And I have all four. I need to get the fifth one, but that really changed my perspective on how I think. But basically, women, and there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just saying, black women going to get their nails done, their hair done from people, and you're spending your money with people that don't look like you. So, with that being said, once we like what Killer Mike said on the whole racial thing that's going on right now, if you're not 18%, I think it was 15 or 18 if I'm not mistaken. If I'm gonna say 15, if you're not 15% of doctors, lawyers, NBA, owning the NBA team, football team, sports, real estate, whatever it is, entertainment, business. If blacks aren't 15% of any of those things I just named, whether it's entertainment, technology, sports, business, teachers, doctors, lawyers, etc., we're losing. So that's one side. But let me get on another topic about the rioting. And I told my friend this at work, and he asked me the same thing. Will I go out? This was on May the 30th or the 31st. I'm not sure. He said, "Are you going to to Atlanta to do the protest, whatever?" I'm like, "No. First of all, they have officers with riot gear on. Like, okay, if you're in war, let's break this down. If anybody knows about Art of War by Sun Tzu, if you're at war with your enemy, and or if you're in, let's simplify this. If you're in the army, would it really be wise to go to another country which you have no like any any familiar excuse me, that's not even a word. If you don't know the terrain of the battlefield before you go to war, will it really be wise to fight this war? If you don't know that the guns that your enemy is using, is it really smart to be on the battlefield? No, that's idiotic. You know what I'm saying? That's stupidity at the highest. So it's like you're in front of people with guns and riot gear, and you have your fist in the air. Like, come on now, that's come on, no, that's not smart. Anybody that's out there, you're gonna get. First of all, these people don't care. You understand what I'm saying? White or black, they're law enforcement. They don't care. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's some cases I see out there the blacks is like really standing up for their people as far as law enforcement. And first of all, I grew up military background. You know, my grandfather was a medic in the army. I have my godfather; he was in the Marine Corps, and me, I'm very militant as well myself. But I feel as though when it comes to a lot of military strategy, I feel like if you're going to go out there, know what you're going into. You have to be strategist enough to go out there in front of people that are going to do their job. Like when I say do their job, the riot officers out there are waiting on you to catch wreck. You understand what I'm saying? They're waiting on you to act out. That's their job, is to control you acting out. And then people was like, oh, that's wrong. No, it's not wrong because they're doing their job. It's like playing basketball or football. You that's like you're playing basketball against a team and it's the national championship. You got they didn't lose a game. Y'all didn't lose a game. And you got the ball dribbling it and then like you're playing offense and the other team is playing defense and they getting up on you while you dribbling and they take the ball, you be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, ain't no what the fuck. This is a game. We trying to win. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very slippery slope, but I mean it's wrong for black killings in this country. But you gotta understand, when this country was built, the police force was made for privileged white people and with wealth and power to catch slaves. That was what the police force was created to do, was to catch slaves back in the 17 and early 1800s, if you look your history up. So me knowing that about the police force and me knowing about, us getting treated badly in this country for over 400, since we've been here, really. You understand what I'm saying? Now, going back to the millennials, back to us. What are we going to do differently? Because it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And what I mean by that is the George Floyd situation is going to happen, and another black man, and he doesn't know this. He does not know this, but a black man in 2 more years is going to spark another quote unquote riot. What I mean by that is history is repetitive right now. Like I remember back in 2016, it was just a repetitiveness of every other week somebody black was getting shot by police. It was crazy. I remember I was hearing somebody got killed today. I was at work and somebody got killed today, or this person died. It was a whole epidemic of just black police on black violence, and it was crazy. So so this is what this is what I think about this whole situation. You want okay, first of all, the black on black violence thing. Stop killing each other. I would say that. You know what I'm saying? I have people around me that you know what I'm saying, I rep, oh, this is my hood or whatever. Okay, if it's your hood, buy the block back. Do what Nipsey did. Buy the block back. Do what he did. If it's really your hood, invest in your community. And I'm not saying that just because it sounds cliche or it sounds common to say. Give back. Like, okay, go to a seminar about how to own some real estate. You understand what I'm saying? Like me and my friend, he's mentoring me on how to make money as well. So with my money, giving back to homeless, and that's what I plan on doing in a few months. You understand what I'm saying? You want to marching around and Black Lives Matter, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean it's a better way to go about getting results. You understand what I'm saying? Because my generation can't do we can't do the same thing that the previous generation did 20 years ago. We can't do that in the next 5 years. It's not gonna happen. We got to get laws passed. That's how this works. There's proper procedures to go along with. That's any state, even where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm at, Atlanta, where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? New York was taking it to a whole nother level, but it's certain things, laws and procedures to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you hit people in their pocket, they listen. They listen. Because all I'm seeing, like I said, is more than just me saying this. I'm not saying nothing new. This is the same information that you've been getting for tens, well, not I'm about to say tens, hundred, for about 10 to 15 years. Like Pac talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Umar's been talking about it. A lot of the older generation's been talking about it. But like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s are perpetuating itself. But what is my generation gonna do? Like I said, I'm born in '94. I'm 26 years old. What are we gonna do differently? You understand what I'm saying? Because we can't keep marching around like the older generation. We have to do something different. I'm not saying march with rifles like the Panthers did, but we still have to be logical because they're waiting on that. They're waiting on blacks to mess up. Have you ever heard of FEMA camps? You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I feel like I'm talking and rambling on too much. But I just want to get this out there. But as far as like the black on black violence has to stop. That has to stop. Um, I don't understand what that's about, but black on black violence has to stop, and white police killing blacks has to stop. If you, as far as the white police officers, because first of all, I was pulled over by a white cop and a black cop, and the white cop treated me with more respect than the black cop. I mean, that's just coincidental. That's what happened. Um, so with that being said, we do need more of blacks on the police force, I would say. But I don't want the contradictiveness is you got black people killing each other in the hood every day, but when somebody outside of our culture does it, it's wrong. No, it's wrong both ways. It's wrong. Both blacks killing blacks is wrong, and white cops killing blacks is wrong. Both of them are wrong. So, with that being said, you want change. Um, um, you know what you have to do. We know what we have to do. Stop spending. I mean, we all. I'm not saying what to do with your money. I'm just saying this is just a suggestion. I'm not saying what you should do with your money. You do what you want with your money. It's a free country we live in. Whatever. This is all I'm saying. You want to see results? You want white cops to respect you? If you know you're right, stand by that, and don't be afraid to go to jail, and don't be afraid to like Malcolm X said, if you're not Malcolm X said this in the Ballot or the Bullet. It's on YouTube for free. You can watch it for free. The very end of the video said, if you're not willing to stand up for liberty, then the word liberty shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. And I took that as me knowing how I am. If you're not willing to go to jail, I'm talking to black people here. If you're not willing to go to jail or die out there, if you're going to be in front of people with guns, if you're not willing to die, or if you're not willing to get locked up like Martin Luther King did, like 300 times in a week, if you're not willing to die and be in police cars for what you stand for, then you shouldn't be out there. You shouldn't be out there. If you are, I'm gonna say this to the gang members: Crip, Blood, GD, Vice Lord, doesn't matter. I know everybody in that. I don't gang bang or whatever like that. I'm neutral. I hang out with everybody. I love everybody, right? So Crips, Bloods, I got family members in both. If for you guys to help, I would say this. My older brother, I love him. And free my brother, whatever like that. My friends, I love them. They out. I'm talking about people who are really about that action for real. So, to all my friends, all my family, whatever. I'm getting completely off topic right now. My bad. My mind just went left field. My bad. So, to any this one guy said the same thing I thought, but to any gang members out there that's really about, who I'm talking about. I respect you guys to to the fullest extent. You guys, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, whatever you raise your flag for, do it for a cause, man. I love all y'all. I love all y'all. Do it for a cause. What I mean by that is, you know, the Crips were founded on protecting you guys' community, and the Bloods were founded to do the same thing, and all of it came from California. So, I mean, we have different groups now, but or different sets, excuse me, now, but um, yeah. So this is how you can help. Uh, like if you guys want to help and not see any more police brutality against us, y'all help us out. If y'all really willing to risk it all like that, be out there helping us. You understand what I'm saying? Like I would really, I really think people would appreciate that. Now going back to the political part, this also has a thing. This is another uh option I'm throwing out there. This is another option. Whether if it's Democrats or Republican, they both get handpicked by the upper powers that be. So they get hand selected, So like I watch Hidden Colors like a lot. Like all of them I watched like 7 times. So with that being said, if you want control, if you want stuff to be like black, like laws for blacks, I'm speaking of blacks like here, not people of color. I'm speaking about black people, right, in this country. So if you want change, my bad, I'm scratching my back. If you want change, right, positive change. If you want positive change in this country, you want results, positive results, like a change with police, the relationship between police force, the white police force. Not all cops are bad. I'm not saying it's just a little minuscule of cops that's making it bad for the others. Anyway, if you want change, get an independent president campaign going. Black people will have what $2 trillion of spending power in this country, if I'm not mistaken. If we trust each other enough, we could put that money together and start our own independent political campaign. We don't have to go Democrat or Republican. That's two parties within. So I'm talking about independent person talking about I will represent you guys, and we have our money and back. It costs a lot of money to be, I looked it up. You have to be 35. What else? You don't have to, but one of the criteria. I mean, if you have military experience, that helps. Political experience, that helps. Be 35. To be president, whatever. But if you want somebody that is for you, then you're gonna have to. And all of this I'm saying is not new. You can look this up. This is public information. So you want fairness in where you live at, and you want it better and equal, all that stuff. Get your own political party going. You know what I'm saying? But it takes money to do that. You know what I'm saying? So and then you can start seeing laws being passed that you want. And your money working for you, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my generation is gonna have to get it kicked off, get it started. We have to, like, when this happens, like I said, it's perpetuating itself. It's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen. Like, this police brutality is another man is gonna happen in about two. When I turn 28 or 29, there's gonna be another case that somebody's gonna film it, and nobody, like, from what I'm saying, nobody's gonna do anything about it, probably, But like I said, I'm not encouraging nobody to have any type of altercation with law enforcement. That's what I'm not saying. But everybody has a right to defend themselves. Everybody has a right to defend themselves. I have that right. You have that right. The person next door has that right. The person at the grocery store has the right. The person across the street at the farmer's market has that right. You know what I'm saying? The chick at the mall got the right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a right to defend themselves in this country. So with that being said, let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna say this again. Everything I'm saying is somebody else have done it. You know what I'm saying? This is not new. What I'm saying is not new. It would be common sense, quote unquote, but like Steve Harvey said, common sense is not common. So So yeah, so to sum all this up, my message is to stop this from happening. I would say for the person that's recording the video, like to keep this from not happening again, I would encourage everybody to get their weapons license, or you know what I'm saying, to get a right for a firearm. You have that right too. You have a right to bear arm. And start, like, instead of going to the mall, me and my girl talked about this. Instead of going to the mall, why don't you practice every other weekend? Go to the range and learn how to shoot. Real simple. Every other weekend you can go to the gun range and learn how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. Um and know the law in your city. Know the law. Like, know what the, like, in your city or your county, know the law in your city. If you black, know the law in your city. I'm just keeping it blunt. If you're black, know the law in your city. Um for people with kids, blacks with kids, for y'all with kids. I don't have any kids, but for y'all with kids, I'm pretty sure y'all do this, like I said, nothing new. If your kid is over the age of about 14, 15, somewhere around there, they riding up with their friend before they leave. You should tell them about what to expect when they get in front of police, white or black police. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we need better. We need laws to protect us. That's what the law entails, that we all have equal protection under the law, but it's not portrayed that as what we're seeing. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like that's another thing. Like, go to the range. That's something I'm not saying for y'all to not live your life. Have fun, whatever. But just just be mindful of what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. Like, this is nothing new. Everybody knows what's going on. But we have enough. We have information and cameras out that police are getting caught now. So this is nothing new. This has been happening for a span of time now. We just have cameras now. So it's like, what are we gonna do different? You know what I'm saying? I just gave you a few suggestions. You know, just defend yourself. Defend yourself. Defend yourself. But like I said, if you're not willing to go to jail, I suggest you don't be out there. I'm saying for people who are, for those who are not afraid of consequences of getting locked up for what you believe in. If a cop put their hand on you, you better treat that cop like a dude in the street that you would really put hands on. Just because he has a badge doesn't mean he's not human. He bleeds just like you bleed. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, you defend yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I feel better. I got all of that out. I just wanted this whole riot thing to die down. So get laws passed. Independent presidential campaign part. Like, we have to have our, that's two strategies. Well, that's like different strategies in one, whatever. Get a license for a firearm, a legal license, and have it carried. Killer Mike did the same thing, is what he said. You know what I mean? So, and he's black, of course. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys, and yeah, I just wanted to give a PSA, a public service announcement. I was gonna do this last week I was gonna do this video, but it was too much going on, too much stuff going on in the country at the time. But yeah. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys another time. I hope you had some insight on my opinion about this whole, this whole ordeal going on in the country right now. I mean, because we're still in a pandemic with COVID-19. You know, yeah, man. So stay safe. Uh, you know, yeah, stay safe from law enforcement, this pandemic. Get money. Stay healthy. Stay prayed up. Stay with your family. Treat your girl right. What else? Kids, stay in school. Create financial literacy for the upcoming years. Create financial literacy. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of right now. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, I'm out. Y'all be blessed though. All right, one.